Hello music people. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use the PA systems that we have in the ensemble rooms here at the Performing Arts Center. You'll be using these PAs throughout your time here at Centennial College's Music Industry Arts and Performance program. So let's fire it up. The on switch is here, and I have a microphone plugged in to channel 1. And I have a keyboard plugged in here. I usually recommend that when you first turn on the PA, just have all of the volumes all the way down. And usually I like to also start by having the EQ knobs all facing at 12 o'clock. So that means that we're not adding or taking any high, mid, or low range frequencies. So that's a good place to start. Quick note that if you are going to plug in the keyboard or an acoustic guitar or other instrument into one of these channels, notice that these are stereo channels, and the top input says L/mono and the bottom input says R. So L stands for left, R stands for right. And if you're only going in mono and not stereo, which is what we do like 99% of the time, go in the top one. Mono means one with single input, not stereo. So make sure you go in the top one. And also, if you are plugged into one of these channels, you will not want to put a microphone into the same channel underneath it, right? These are all lined up, rows. Each row represents one channel, one instrument, right? And we've got 8 different channels, which should be enough for all of the instruments. Also note that channels 1 through 4 have, these types of inputs where you can actually plug an XLR microphone cable in, or you can plug a 1/4-inch cable into the same type of input. On these 2 channels here, you can plug in either mono or stereo 1/4-inch, or a mic input, and then here you've got options for either RCA or microphone underneath. All right, so I tend to set the master volume here. You'll want to make sure that your master volume is up, and then you'll want to slowly and carefully turn up the channel volume of each individual channel. So I've just turned on the mic, and here it is. I'm going to see if it works. Test 1, 2. Yes, it works. So I've got my EQ controls here. If I want to add highs, I do this. And if I want to take away highs, I do that. Here's where I can add mid-range frequency. That's a lot. Take it away. That's a good way to get rid of feedback too, by the way. Sometimes you're getting feedback because your overall volume is too loud. But sometimes you're able to get rid of feedback just by turning down a high, mid, or low range frequency. So now I'm turning up the low and I'm taking away the low, right? But again, good place to start just at 12 o'clock and make adjustments as you need. Aux 1, that's a monitor. We don't really have those set up in the rooms normally, but if you do, then you can turn it up here and then turn up the aux level here. Aux 2 is for effects, and I'll talk about those in a minute. This is volume, and then this is some built-in compression that this mixer has. They have it on these 4 channels. I would actually recommend not using it. For our purposes, for rehearsal, we usually don't need compression. I'm always a little bit leery of a single knob compressor because I don't really know what that knob is doing. If it's adjusting threshold or ratio or both at the same time, and if so, by how much. So best to just not use it. You don't need it. It actually can cause feedback if you do too much of it and aren't using the microphone properly. So just keep it down. There's two buttons down here on top of channels 1 through 4. This button here changes it from mic level to line level. So right now it's on mic level. Line level is going to be a lot quieter. In fact, it's so quiet that when I press it, this mic is like, it's barely on. I have to like crank it to turn it up. So you can just keep it at mic level. And the other button is a high pass filter at 80 hertz. So that just means that all of those really low frequencies below 80 hertz are cut out. So it's actually not a bad idea to press that button on a vocal mic, because you don't usually need frequencies lower than 80 hertz on a vocal mic. So that is that in a nutshell. I want to talk a little bit, I'm going to stop talking into the mic. I'm going to talk a bit about running keyboards and other instruments that use a 1/4 inch to plug in. So yeah, it's obvious that you can plug the keyboard in here and you can turn the volume up. It's important to note, though, that when you plug in to these 1/4 inch inputs, they are at line level. And so they are a lot quieter than the mic level. So so you might find that you have to turn it up quite a bit more to just keep up with the volume of the microphones. And so just make sure your volume's up enough here, your volume is up on the keyboard, that you're playing the keyboard loudly enough. And if you've got this cranked all the way up, and you find that it's still not loud enough, and you've cranked the keyboard up and you're playing hard, then what you might need to do is you might need to turn down the individual mic channels and then turn the master up, because that way you'll get some more headroom, which basically just means some more space to be able to turn up louder. Another option actually is that you could plug a keyboard or acoustic guitar into one of these channels and actually select mic level, because when you do that, you're gonna find that it's way louder. You have way more headroom. So that's how loud it is at line level, and then when I do mic level, that's how loud it is, but my volume's only down here. So that is an option to think about. Let me talk to you a bit about reverb. Let's say you're a singer and you want to add some reverb to your voice. I'll turn this microphone back on. First thing you'll want to do is you want to make sure that this button is pressed. It says effects on. And then you will want to make sure that your master effects level, or this is labeled effects return, is up enough. And then you will want to just adjust the reverb level on the individual channel. So you can see that as I'm turning this up, I'm getting more and more reverb on this microphone. There are a bunch of different built-in reverb types and effects that you can select by turning this knob. When you turn it, it'll start to blink. And then to select that type of reverb, then you press that button in. And now I have a different type of reverb than what I had before. You can also adjust within each type of reverb. There's this parameter knob here, and that basically adjusts the tail length of the reverb. So you can see as I'm turning this up, I don't know if you can hear that on the video, but there's a really long tail on this reverb. And now the tail's way shorter. Test. Now it's like really, really short. So you can have like a long tail, but then you can like turn it down here so that you actually don't hear it that much, but the tail is still long, okay? So that gives you a lot of really cool control over your reverb options. The only other thing I really want to show you, two more things. There's this feedback suppressor button. I don't know, you can press it if you want to. I don't really know how well that works. I kind of think if you've set the PA properly, if you have positioned the microphones not facing the speaker, then you shouldn't need the feedback suppressor, but you could try it if you want to. The only other thing is there's this master EQ knob. I like the sound of it facing just right at 12 o'clock. It's pointing to the word music. If you turn it and point it towards speech, I find it just takes out some lows and highs and brings up the mids in a way that I don't think is so great. If you turn it this way, it kind of moves toward a bass boost, which is there, but I don't know that you really need that necessarily. So yeah, so that is basically this PA in a nutshell. And so yeah, I hope this has been helpful.